YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what goes on in the late game of Warhammer. I've got almost 50 hours into the game at this point because I've been trying really hard to play it as much as I could before launch to give you all a better idea about what the game's like. This is an Empire campaign. It's not the one I'm playing. This is just set to the normal difficulty, and it's actually been a pretty decent challenge. I find that this game's a lot more challenge on normal than any other Total War game, though it's not impossible to play it on the harder settings either, especially if you get focused and you do things right. There's players who are out there doing it right now, like for instance I think Mr. Smart Donkey and Legend of Total War. Those guys are playing it on Legendary, I'm sure. So the game's not impossible, but it is more difficult, mostly because of the Legendary Lords. As you learn the tips and tricks though, it'll get easier. But like I said, just because of the Legendary Lords, I think you'll find this game a little bit more challenging right out of the gate, because you also have to manage magic and specialties of your faction and stuff like that. In terms of what I think some easy campaigns to start with, the Dwarves are an interesting one to start with. It says they have an easy start position. It's because it's fairly defensible, though you will be attacked by the Greenskins a lot. And then the Vampires are also, in my mind, a fairly easy one just because they're such a rushy faction. They're not like invincible, but they're good. Empire is going to be a little bit challenging of a start spot. Obviously, I didn't do it right in my campaign because I got beat in a battle and it distracted me. But if you're going to be the Empire, I actually recommend just take the Reichland, and you can even just kind of camp in the Reichland for a long time, building it up until you get a Reichsfort and all the other stuff you need. I actually had all that here until a bunch of jerk enemies attacked me and screwed it all up, so I'm actually rebuilding it. And then these punks did this to me again. I got attacked by some other faction, like a Bretonnian faction, and they sacked one of my settlements, and then these idiots came in and took it from me. And now I'm not going to attack these guys just because I don't want to tip off a war. And part of the reason I'm tolerating that right now is because I have other provinces. But basically what I've done, if we take a look at diplomatic status, I have basically made allies out of everybody in the realm of men and dwarves. So I have allies of pretty much every faction of men and dwarves. And the reason I've done that is because you have scaling here and Varg, which are basically chaos, and they attack you non-stop. I even came up here and sacked a couple of these settlements to try and slow them down. They just resettle them quickly thereafter. It's almost impossible to slow these guys down. And then the Chaos Warriors, led by Everchosen here, have started to come in too. This is pretty late in the campaign. This is 109 turns in. I came through and I took the Reichland. I swept into Midland, took Midland. I took all of Nordland, so I owned Nordland. And I all of a sudden, while Karl Franz is up here raiding Varg and scaling, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start hitting these guys to slow down their attacks. A Chaos stack came into Midland, screwed me over here, and then I had to come down and deal with them. I only had basically the one army because I had a really elite army at the time. And then all I had was, and that's actually where you guys saw that battle with Balthasar Gelt, the stupid Skull Smashers that lived here. They came in and started wrecking Eilhart and Hemgard, and I came down and killed them with Gelt. Got really lucky. And then right after that, Idiot Bretonia and this Paravon or whatever, no, it was these guys down here. They declared war on me, and they all come up to the Reichland, and that's where this settlement got raised and then taken over by Wissenland, which is a bunch of punks. But right when all that was happening, Chaos attacks. And all of a sudden, they asked me for peace, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to all turn on Chaos. So I just go into diplomacy, and I start working diplomacy, and because everybody hated Chaos so much, I was able to basically turn everybody on Chaos. And if you look at the diplomatic screen, this is kind of neat. You can actually issue war targets to your individual allies. So like for instance, I can pick Midland, and this tells you that you can issue a war target, and I'm basically telling everybody to attack these armies of chaos that are coming in. The vampire counts, I'm not real worried about them right now. Who's this over here? Scaling, let's tell them to attack scaling. And then same thing here, let's tell them to attack this guy. So basically you can get people to team up and take different assignments. Bretonia, we can focus on maybe this army right there. So you can ask your allies to hit certain people. Karak Norn, I'm going to go ahead and tell them to focus up here on these guys. So like you can come through and just make sure all your allies are focused on different targets, and that'll help you hopefully better distribute them to where you need them. So that's kind of a cool feature that's been added, where you can, like I said, you can give individual orders on who they want to attack, and you can actually see that there. Okay, there's a Chaos army. We might be able to try and attack it on the next turn. We'll try and run it down. But like I said, they try and stay in front of you, and they'll just raise every province that you can't defeat them at. There we go. Finally got allies chasing off the scaling.
I will hear what you have to say.
Sure, you can have military access. Come help me kill these guys. Walk right through my lands, please, I insist. So we'll see whether or not the alliance of men in the old world, men and dwarves, can stand against the forces of chaos. Yeah, rebellion's imminent up in Nordland. I knew we were going to lose that province, though, so I'm basically just banking on it being gone. I'm going to go down here and try and get in the way of this enemy army, but we're not going to be able to get in their way, and they'll probably just march around me. I'm going to actually move to Weissman so that they can't sack it while I'm away. Let's see. Let's go ahead and end one more turn here and see if we can get any of these Chaos guys interested in a fight. Chaos loves raiding. They love raising. They do not like facing you in open combat, like I said, unless you're outnumbered about 3 to 1. Then Chaos is more than happy to grant your wish. But we got a lot of allied armies moving this way, so I think we finally might be able to start trying to match Chaos here and there. We even got dwarves on the move. So it looks like they're responding to my different war coordination targets, which that's good to see. Looks like an improvement to your allies. They haven't been perfect so far, but I see enemy armies moving in the right general direction. I don't really care if Nordland rebels at this point. I'm not interested.
Summon the Elector Counts.
Really? Is this the best you can do, Chaos? Who's this? Oh, here's the Everchosen. Let's move towards him. See if we can get him to attack us. That'd be great. Come on, Everchosen. Get your scrawny crap up here. Let's see if he'll attack us on the next turn. I demand justice, Everchosen, right now on the battlefield. Thank you. I demand justice. All right, so here we are, folks. We get to fight. I can't ever pronounce his name. Archeron, the Everchosen. Archeron? Yeah, I don't remember what his name is. Fathead, the moron jerk. Let's call him that. I like it. Wow, 4 Hellblaster cannons. It's a good thing I got a lot of rockets. Okay, my rocket troops are opening up on Chaos, so let's take a look at the effects. For some reason why I can't zoom in down here. What the heck's going on? There we go. What is going on? What? Why my zoom gets so slow over here? It's all screwed up. Here we go. Chaos just getting hit by a massive bunch of rocket volleys. It's not going to do huge damage, but this will just start to dish it out a little bit. Here comes some Hellblaster cannon coming back after me. Wow. I have to be up like a certain amount from the battle to be able to zoom in effectively. Should be pretty sweet. Some really cool units that you can get as the Empire. It's one of the reasons why they're one of my favorites to play. Luminarch has a very long reload time, but it does massive damage if it hits. And it's best used against like big monstrous units. Franz! Wow, I've got a lot of abilities here with him. Okay, so I'm going to bring Karl Franz in here and have him fight Everchosen head on. Check that out. Everchosen facing off against Franz on Deathclaw. Wonder who's winning that fight. Karl Franz looks like he's doing pretty good. Let's bring our steam tank back in to get some terror going on here. And let's activate our Demigryph Knights. I've been sitting still with them the whole battle. Yeah, looks like Karl Franz is going to bring down Everchosen. There we go. Got another ability here. Let's watch Everchosen eat it. Get him! Get him! I don't have any damage stuff. We're not actually getting any attacks on Everchosen because he's just fleeing. I should have sent my Demigryph Knights after him. There we go. We finally landed an attack, and Everchosen is down. So we've taken him out. Let's take Karl Franz over here and wreck these Hellblaster cannons, and then that should be the end of this battle. Yeah, they're already under attack out here, it looks like, by Empire Knights. So shouldn't take Deathclaw long to get in here and help sort that. Looks like have they surrendered? No, they're still there. Attack! So it looks like Franz didn't have any problem besting Everchosen in melee combat, at least this time. Doesn't mean you win every time, I guess, but we're able to take him out. Check out these evil-looking cannons, man. That's some sick stuff back here. How are these guys confident? Confident about what? You're getting wrecked. Let's watch the Demigryph Knights get in here, too. How are these guys alive? There we go. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of a look into late game. This is what you're going to get to face. You're going to have to face against the Warriors of Chaos. May I recommend the rocket spam? Good sir. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, the steam tank's nice too. Hope y'all enjoyed the look. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. And I hope to see you on more Warhammer. And I hope you're enjoying the game yourself.